Hello and good morning, beautiful family. Happy Tuesday. It's July 15th, 2025. Let's find out how we're doing today. For anybody that was wondering, King of Cups did get his power back on, so we're manifesting that it stays on. Prayers for anybody that is dealing with weather-related issues. It's to my understanding the Jersey area is kind of underwater. The Emperor. Okay. It's Grand Leader. That's my Mr. T card. Justice. Ooh. Powerful combination here. Two major arcanas right off the bat. We want him to pursue justice. We've all been waiting on that. The Moon. They've been playing with smoke and mirrors in the past. We have to use our intuition to figure out what's going on. If you're curious, you may not be. Ten of Swords. Okay. This is an indication that there's just some surrender going on. Okay, Wings. He's explaining that he's using leverage to get people to surrender. Okay. Five of Cups. This is loss. I think that they're going to probably continue with this illusion that nothing's being done. He may lose part of his base. We're still in a separation of kind of the wheats and tares things. Who's loyal, who's faithful, that kind of stuff. Remember, we don't put our faith in a president, in a man. We put our faith in God. Five of Swords. But we have to understand fives in tarot are very temporary, and this one's about strategy and using the news cycles and information very strategically. He's playing 5D chess, remember? Eight of Pentacles. It is still being worked on very strategically. Okay? I'm not concerned about this reading at all. There's a Page of Swords. This is a drip drop information. You'll get a little here and a little there, and I know everybody wants to rip the Band-Aid off, but we're not in charge. The Magician. All right, so he can be a trickster, like he's playing with magic tricks here. Look here, not there, and he's using all the tricks of his trades that he's very well aware of. He's just in a totally different density. Okay. So I'm not really concerned, but if you have been wondering if justice is going to be served, yes, but it has to be done very, very strategically. Right? He's willing to sacrifice people that follow and had faith in him, even if it's just temporary. Trust the plan, God's plan, not man's. Okay, so that's tarot. Let's bring in your tokens. We have a whale, 109. 76 is, Cupid. And then 75 is the record player. Seems like a broken record, doesn't it? All right, 109 is compassion and solitude. Maybe you have to go within and do a little soul searching, figure out where you're at. But always remember to have compassion, mercy, and grace for yourself and others. All right. 76, new love, falling in love. That's obvious. That's Cupid. So y'all out there hunting for love, you better watch Cupid's arrow. And 75 is the record playing old memories, repeating cycles and old stories. Yeah, so it seems like we're on repeat of a lot of different things right now. Maybe it's to get us to think. You never know. Seems like a broken record every time we hear, or we more like don't hear of anything going on. Yeah. Same day. Same story. All right. All right. Let's do some buttons. What do we have? 59 is the little boy blowing a bubble. Number 8 is a piece of cheese. And 68 is easy does it. All right. I think Wings is saying that cheese represents bait. Okay. 59, little boy blowing a bubble. Chew on something for a little while. Think long and hard about it. Okay, a bubble is about to burst. 59. Okay. Cheese. Cheesy, poor sense of humor. Well, that's true. Some people don't have a sense of humor. But I like that Wings is kind of going to go out on his own other than the book. And he's like, no, this is bait. Baiting the rats. All right. 68. Easy does it. Give yourself a break. Go easy on yourself. Yeah, there's that compassion, that mercy and grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. If you need a break, take a break. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Moving on. Let's figure out who our spirit animals are today. King of Cups has a show later today at 4 p.m. Eastern, if you're interested. Intuitive. This is the loon. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Wow, that's twice today we've gotten solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. So we have solitude and compassion today. All right. Keeper of secrets, the lynx. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowledge. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude. There's another solitude. You will find your strength. All right, well, we certainly have talked about all of the secrets being kept out there. And trying to have to read between the lines, use our intuition. They are pushing the solitude today. Yes, Wings. He said, I only want 2 of those. Okay. Let's do a higher self message. New beginnings. Love it. When one door closes, I believe another will open. I accept the challenges that life brings and acknowledge the opportunities and learning they bring me. Well, we are certainly constantly learning, and when God is ready to move us forward, He will close a door and a window and a chimney and everything else, so that we stay focused on the door He's about to open. So you gotta love a new beginning. All right. Wings, you don't want very many of these today. Okay. He goes, I don't need very many. Okay. It's one of those short and sweet and to the point messages. Okay. Nurturing love, family, happiness, unity and balance, gratitude and appreciation, and joyful connections. Absolutely. Focus on the important stuff. Grow up in patience, autonomy, empowerment, self-confidence. Well, we are certainly learning patience, aren't we? Okay. Understand how powerful that you are. Many people in this community just don't have the confidence. It's probably the way we were brought up, the way we've been talked to, what we believe in our heart. When we dig deep and figure out how powerful that we are, that confidence builds very quickly, and you realize how unique you are and how powerful you are. Future predictions. Celebrate success. Well, okay. It's a mindset. We've already won. Things returning to normal. Well, the question is define normal. What is normal? Going about your business. And okay. Everybody kind of goes back, maybe major storylines start dying down. Everybody just starts going back to the normal rat race. And then surprise! Yeah. It could be the gut punch that we're expecting. Public life burnout. That's always one of those excuses that you're going to hear about celebrities, big names, CEOs, that kind of stuff. Well, I'm just tired of being in the spotlight, so I'm going to quit. When really they're being carted off to probably the spa. Innocent and truthful. That's got a lot of our little's energy. You have to appreciate the innocence and honesty, the bluntness of littles. Okay. I think a lot of that, as far as the truth and justice, will be coming out for them. And that's a reason to celebrate in itself. But that doesn't mean that the bad guys won't try to bring in attacks, false flags, look here, not there. They're desperate to maintain their power. They will not succeed. All right. Little golden insight. So basically, today's message is seek solitude. If you're having a hard time adjusting to the news or the non-existent news, not going at the pace that you wanted, not the results that you wanted, go within. Why are you triggered by it? Why is it bothering you? Why is your patience falling off? Where's your lack of faith? And ask yourself, who's in charge here? Do some soul searching, solitude, and maybe it's just the simple message of have some solitude and turn it all off. Focus on what brings happiness to you. Family, friends, dancing naked in the rain, whatever that means to you. Just do some reflection. All right. Buddha. Fulfilling destiny. Just reflection. That's basically what I just said. Positive thinking, understanding that there is a greater divine plan than what we can muster in our brains. Wait out the storm. You're protected. Prepared for trouble. Remember that surprise attack that we had? Anticipating difficulties. Remember, it always gets worse before it gets better, but you're divinely protected. Wait it out. There's your V for vendetta. Righting a wrong. Well, we did have the justice card today. Okay? There is a thirst for revenge, but we're fighting for the greater good. Success. The moon. We had that in tarot this morning as well. Trust your intuition. Learn to control those emotions through moon cycles, through news cycles, through retrogrades, all of those things. Dig down and find that, if you have to go through solitude moments, what is your inner gut telling you? That it's going to be okay? All right? We already know the end result. Enjoy the journey. The mirror, self-reflection, shadow work. So remember, this is the solitude that they're really pushing today. Go within. Don't worry about what the world is working on. What are you working on? And Wings wants to bring in Calaveras today to end on. So let's see what Spirit's going to give us. "23 is the ship." Okay, it's going to get a little rocky out there. We kind of expect that. Headstone. Remember yesterday the death message? Sometimes it's a slow process, but death to old ways is necessary. You can't rebirth something new without a death. You can't rise from the ashes without the burnout. Look here, you have 2 mirrors. All right, so this is all about self-reflection. 12, the book. Seek further knowledge. All right? There's so much out there that we have not a clue about. But this is just seeking higher knowledge. Maybe it's from your higher self. Maybe it's from your divine creator. There's more to the story. 27 is the bell. Something will get our attention. And it's also a good reminder to stay in the right frequency so you don't lose hope. Okay? Listen for signs, signals, and some bells and whistles going off. And make sure that you're tuned in for the betterment of yourself. Okay? So today's message is really look in that mirror, have some solitude time, work on yourself. Maybe you've buried some things in the past, and it's going to come back up. Once you face all those, I hate to call them demons, but sometimes they are, that you've buried and tried to forget about, it gets a lot easier. Face your fears, no worries. Love who you see in the mirror, love others, because at the end of the day, God loves you, and so do I.